Fans everywhere, fan. Holy cow, it is hot, even in the basement. All right. Get the fans rolling here. Holy cow. Hi, and welcome back to the channel today. Well, today we're down in my shop. We're in the basement. It's 4th of July. And I had an afterthought after I'd published last week's video, and that is that I should have told you happy 4th of July, happy 250th anniversary, America. I should have told you that in last week's video so that you saw it yesterday, which was Friday. Today is Saturday. Today is the 4th of July for me, so I am not going to be getting into any bees today, and this is going to be a rather short video. I mean, we're not doing much. We're just going to be making some sugar syrup down in the shop. I can't even go out and put it out in the bee yards. Now I can put a couple of buckets out in this bee yard, but I've already fed these girls, and I need to feed the farm, the slab yard, and Honey Creek, and I've already given slab yard some, right? So they've had the colonies that needed it over there, they've had it, but I do need to get those buckets off, and I will be doing all of that tomorrow, just not on camera. Because it is, again, it's 4th of July, and there's going to be people having barbecues and family over, and I don't want to stir up bees on their property on a day when they're going to have a lot of folks over there. It wouldn't be a wise thing to do. So that's what today we're just hanging out in the shop. That's the goal. We're making sugar syrup. It's not very exciting, but I can share with you, for those of you who don't know, how I make it now. Now, back in the old days, back when I first started this channel, you can go back. I mean, I've got 7 years of videos on this channel. Anyways, you can go back and look. I used to make it 1 gallon at a time, actually 1 jar at a time. In a blender. I mean, that's where we started with. We started with the blender, and now I'm making it, 55 gallons at a time, so that I can fill my 1 and 2 gallon bucket feeders. Now, for those of you who don't know, this is a plug for bugfarmerbees.com. The whole video is not a plug, but this is. I make bucket feeders and I sell them. Go to bugfarmerbees.com. I have 1 and 2 gallon bucket feeders available. I don't have very many 2 gallon left. I'm waiting on a new shipment of 2 gallon buckets so that I can make some more, but I have plenty of the 1 gallon in stock. And basically, I just basically get a standard bucket. I drill a hole, and then I weld I think it's a number 40 stainless steel screen directly into the middle of the bucket, providing a lot of surface area to feed the bees. Now some people use bucket feeders, but they use tent plugs, and there's nothing wrong with using a tent plug. It will give you a couple of drops down in the bottom, and the bees can go up, grab a drop, the next bee can get up there and get a drop, and that's fine. But if you want to put a lot of syrup on your hive in a short amount of time, I mean, that's a lot of surface area. A lot of bees can get on there at one time and really drain these buckets. Speaking of which, I just put buckets out in the backyard, 2 gallon buckets, filled to the rim, the other day, and now I just checked this morning, there's about that much left inside the buckets. They've put basically 2 gallons of feed on their hives in about, I think it's been 4 days since I've done it. I mean, it's not been a long time. So if you want to put a lot of feed on your hives really quickly, especially, after harvest, it's important to give these bees a lot of sugar syrup, because you've just taken their food. Also, in the fall, when you're putting your bees to bed for winter, you need to give them a lot of sugar syrup. Usually the 2-to-1 happens in the fall, so that they have what they need to make it through the winter. And then again, in the spring, we want to do 1/3 to 1. We want to basically mimic nectar that is out in the field, or before it gets out in the field, so that the girls will start building up their brood and start building up comb to prepare for the season. So today, what we're doing is bugfarmerbees.com. This is the video's plug right here. This is the plug. Go to bugfarmerbees.com, get yourself some 1 gallon feeding buckets. I have a lot of them in stock, and the lucky few who get the 2 gallon, you can get those at bugfarmerbees.com. Now, how am I making the sugar syrup? Again, I'm not using a blender anymore, and I'm not heating water on a stove like I used to. I went from a blender to like a stock pot. I would stir it up. Then I went to my beer brewing pot, which is the size of a turkey frying pot. I mean, it's for making beer. And I would heat that up on the stove, and everything just took so long. And then I saw a video by Joey Rawls down in Louisiana. Now, if you're not familiar with Joey Rawls, go have a look at his channel. Just go have a look at it. I'll leave a link. I'll put a QR code on the screen. You can scan it with your phone. Go there, subscribe. And if you don't want to take a picture of the screen right now with your phone, then just down in the bottom of the description of this, if you're watching this on a on a computer, just click the link and go over and give him a shot. He's a great beekeeper out of Louisiana. He does a lot of neat things, slow pace, just kind of like me, just a slow pace. You just do your own thing. And he has a great channel down there. He's a heck of a nice guy. But I don't know whether he designed this, but I saw this on his channel and decided to build one myself, and it has been a game changer in my syrup making process. So basically, this is a 55-gallon drum. Down in the bottom of it, I've got maybe I don't know, 2 horsepower pump, 1 horsepower pump. I got a small pump down there which feeds sugar syrup or water, sugar syrup and water, up into this pipe and down this pipe. And then at the bottom of this pipe, I've got a chute that actually shoots out and basically mixes the sugar syrup. So when I turn this thing on and I've got this valve open, sugar syrup and water will just keep circulating here and shooting around the bottom and mixing up the sugar syrup. Now, when I want to fill, I close the valve one way, close it like this, open this up, and now I can fill, because now I've got a way to fill my buckets. So all I do is I fill this thing up with sugar. I've got marks on the side. I don't know whether you can see that in the video or not, but I've got marks running on the side of this, and that tells me how high I've got to fill this thing up with sugar, and then it also tells me how high I've got to fill it up with water. I turn it on, let it run for 10-15 minutes, and I'm ready to go. I'm filling buckets. And this thing is very, very good. Now, would it work with cold water? Yes. But where do I get my water? I get the water from the hot water heater. It's right there in the other room. And I just hook the hose up to the drain on the bottom of the doggone thing, open it up, put steaming hot water in here. That helps melt the sugar very, very quickly. And the pump doesn't seem to care. It's like hot water, cold water. I don't care. I'm going to work for you. And it does. So there you go. There you have it. Anyways, other than mixing syrup, I am going to share something with you. Now, I haven't decided whether or not I'm going to show you. Right? I don't know whether I'm going to show you. There's going to be a lot of talking in this video for those of you who don't mind me talking. You know, and I'm just the person who left that comment. Listen, I don't hate you. I'm not mad at you. You gave me a video idea and I ran with it, but I love you. So thank you for the video idea, and I know that you really you want to see beekeeping stuff. You come to a beekeeping channel. I get it. I understand. But don't think I'm mad at you or nothing, or I didn't take it personally. I just glommed onto it for a video idea. So there you go. There you have it. Anyways, I do have something that I want to share with you, but I don't know whether I'm going to show you. But I can tell you. I'll tell you right now. I have found a way to improve the Apex hive. I found a way to improve it. I found a way to improve the half-blind dovetail hive that seems to be so popular on the market. Sold by, I think, Premier and myself, and there might be some others that are out there selling them as well right now. But I found a way to improve it, and I did. And this run of deeps that I'm doing right now, they have the improvement on them. Now, I don't know whether they're in inventory yet, because I have to make sure that I have to get the math right and the geometry right. I have to get everything right before I can actually sell these things. You can see I've got several of them up on my bench, already built back there. Well, those are the new boxes. They don't have handles in them yet, and they're not glazed. But I've got some test specimens here that I'm running on the CNC machine. So there you go, and there you have it. But there is an Apex Bee Box V2 version 2. Maybe it's Apex Squared. I don't know, but it's coming. So make sure you check bugfarmerbees.com and check under the HiveWorks section. You will see those. And I've got some other announcements that I'll make, but let me get this the sugar syrup started, and then we'll talk about some of the other things that we've got going on, both here, the bee yard, the channel, and the bugfarmerbees.com. Let me go put some hot water in here. All right, so you're in another room. This is the hot water heater room. You're there. I've got some storage for bugfarmerbees.com back there. I've got boxes and boxes. I got boxes everywhere. I've got boxes of buckets here. I've got boxes of honey bottles back there. And if you're looking for honey bottles, I know it's harvest time. I've got some honey bottles too. Anyways, this is where I get my sugar syrup. I see a mosquito there. I don't know how he got in here, but I don't like mosquitoes. Anyways, let me get this thing filled up, and then we're gonna get started here. Open her up down here. Woo! All right, it's open. Now we're going to put this on soaker mode and fill her up. There we go, hot water. Can't beat it. You see me in here? Anyways, you're in another room. This is so a lot of people don't understand how big my shop is. So they think, oh, he's just in his little basement. I've pretty much have a full-size shop. Now, unfortunately, what I have done is I ran around and I framed the entire basement when I first bought this house. And I thought I was going to turn it into a den. I was going to have a movie theater and a bar and all the fun stuff. Well, now I've turned it into a shop, and I've got a bunch of walls getting in my way, which is okay because I'm about to open up a metal shop. I've got a little workout room right behind. It's behind the camera, a little gym that I built for my son, but he's not using it. So I think I'm going to build a metal shop in there. And I'm going to start making some things out of metal for you. That's more top secret stuff. So you're getting a lot of information in this video that you wouldn't otherwise get. There's some top secret things happening in the background that I hope you will appreciate. And I know you're going to appreciate the products I'm going to be bringing to you. I've got one really good product that is in development right now. I've got myself and another engineer working on it. And I think we're going to come up with something very, very needed in the beekeeping community, and it's something that doesn't exist in the market right now. I think it will be something that everybody, I'm building it so that everybody can afford one. It's not going to cost a whole lot of money. It'll cost less than an extractor, but it's something that I think will be just as important to everybody's beekeeping operation as an extractor. That is coming. I don't know when. I mean, the engineer that I'm working with and myself, we have a ton of other things going on. This is kind of something that we've designed. It's on the back burner, but it's getting closer to the front burner, and we're actually going to start manufacturing the demonstration unit for it, the proof of concept. I've actually got some materials in the next room over. See, on the other side of this wall is the storeroom, and it's where I laze stuff. Again, this is more storage back here. I've got boxes and boxes of honey bottles and things of that nature, buckets and whatnot, things that I can manufacture. It all lives back there. Then you've seen the big part of the shop. I store my wood right, well, to the left of actually to the right of the camera where you are, but not in this room. Out there is where I store my wood, and where I've got my drill press station and my sanding station, my grinder. It all lives there. And I mean, this is a very big shop, and that's what allows me to actually manufacture these beehives and whatnot out of my home. I do get a lot of comments and a lot of questions. Hey, can I come by your shop? Well, no, you can't, because this is in my house. Now, if I continue to sell beehives as I'm selling them, I will have to hire somebody, and I will have to get a shop, and I will rent out a shop, or possibly find a small piece of cheap land and build a shop. And move Bug Farmer Hive Works into its own building. But for right now, it's me. I'm a one-man show, and I am able to keep up. Barely, but I'm able to keep up. I know some of you are saying, but your Hive Works Apex boxes, your deeps were out of stock last week. Well, they are, and that's not because I wasn't able to make enough. It's because I am doing this version 2 right now. I have to retool in order to do that. So I can't just get out there and start running them. You got to do the math, right? The math has to be done before you can do that, and that's what I've been doing. So we will get those back on the shelf. Hopefully by the time this video is going, you should be able to get the Apex Deeps. The Apex Mediums, I just did a run of those. They're sitting on the shelf. They're ready to go. And those are not going to be changing. I think those are just right. But the Apex Deeps, I found a way to improve them, and you will benefit from them. So there you go. All right, I'll see you in the other room. Oh, there's that mosquito again. Come on down here. Come on. I lost you. I can see it with my good eye, and then I've got a floater that lives in this eye now, so I've got this like a blurry windshield wiper. Every time I turn my eye, it comes down in here, and it messes up my field of vision. It's terrible. Worst thing ever. Don't get cataract surgery, and don't just unless it's really, really bad, because you're trading one problem for another. Let me tell you, I'm not happy with what's going on in my right eyeball. But again, I guess it's part of getting older. It is what it is. Now I've lost the mosquito. It's going to feed on me. Anyways, I'll see you on the other side when we start making sugar syrup. Let me get this out of the road. And what we're looking at, I'm going to be adding 150 pounds of sugar. 150 pounds of sugar to this. Let's see here. problem with a wood shop in your basement is there's sawdust on everything. Well, it's okay. It's all right. Yeah, right. Get in there. That goes to the burn pile. Again, thank you to Joey Rawls. I want to make sure credit where credit is due. If it wasn't for you, I would be stirring this stuff up in a pot. Joey Rawls, everybody. First time I met Joey was when I went down to Louisiana to help Jeff Horchef, Mr. Ed, do a harvest down there. That's where I met him. All right. All right. Burn pile. Okay, while that cooks, I'm going to tell you a story just about last week's video and me doing the whole I'm not going to talk thing. Again, to the person who commented, I'm not mad at you. I use that as a kind of a springboard for a funny-ish video. I had to liven up the back bench inspection because it's really boring back there. Anyways, so when I made that video, I always preview the videos, and there was one error in the video. I don't know whether you saw it, but when I was typing at the bottom of one of those things, it said CC at the end. That's because I was going to the cut tool on Premiere Pro with the C, and it was stuck inside the type tool. It's neither here nor there. I just want to let you know that's why the typo was there, and I didn't feel like going back to get it. But the only reason I saw the typo is because every time I make a video, my wife and I will watch it first to make sure that there's no egregious errors in it anywhere and no bad editing in there anywhere. And then I will set it up and schedule it to release. And if there's a problem, I'll go back and fix it, re-render it, and then I'll schedule it for release. But when my wife saw it, she goes, "Oh, you're all butthurt from that comment. You're butthurt from that comment." I'm like, listen, you guys can say what you want. You're not gonna make me feel bad. It's not gonna happen. It is what it is. You know, sometimes there are people who say mean comments, and that's fine. Maybe I should do a video of just all mean comments. The problem is that the super mean ones, I've buried them, deleted them, whatever. They're gone. But maybe I should do that one day. I don't. Your thoughts, opinions, anyways. You can say what you want. I'm not going to get butthurt. Just so you know, that was again a springboard for a idea of a way to entertain in the video. Just speed myself up talking like a mouse and saying, "Oh, nothing to see here." And you don't even. I thought for sure I'd get a comment saying, "Well, now I'm curious as to what you were saying." I probably wasn't saying a lot of anything. It was generally stuff that would have landed on the cutting room floor, but I made it look like I was telling a big old long drawn out story. So there you go, there you have it. Just trying to entertain. That's what I was doing. Anyways, let me move this out of the way. I'm going to show you some of the New Zealand pine hives boxes that I am going to be selling for cheap. I want to get them out of inventory. Basically, I want everything that's at bugfarmerbees.com to be stuff that I built. That's the goal. That's the plan. So let me grab one of those boxes. We'll put it together and I'll show you. They're not bad boxes. They're not bad hives. I did commission them to be built so that I could open my store. The only problem is they're not up to the standards that I would like. I would say they're up to the standards of something like Bee Castle. They are right and tight. The problem is there's some that are cracked. You know, they are definitely yard sale stuff, and you're going to get them at yard sale price. I'm not going to fix them up and make them any better than they are, but they're not. I'm telling you, they're not bad. Let me see if I can find one in the shelf behind you. I've got to go behind you into the storeroom, and I'll see if I can find one. We'll put it together really quick, and I'll show you what it looks like, and then you can decide, hey, do I want to spend a couple of dollars on it? I mean, I would. Heck, I should probably use them for myself out here. All right. So this, let me back up here. This is a medium 10 frame. I mean, and they're not bad. They're not bad. It's tight-grained New Zealand pine. They're really, really nice hives, but I did not make these. Now, they have been boiled in wax, so they are water resistant. They're not they're waterproof. Your bees aren't going to get wet if you use it. But they're not dipped as nicely as I dip. And when I dip, well, when I boil for 5 minutes per box. So that's what you get with me. I don't know how long these were. I don't think these were boiled for 5 minutes, but they do bead. When you throw water on them, the water does bead. I'm going to assemble one really, really quickly without moving the cameras around. Well, I might move a camera around. I'm just going to pound it together really quick. I'll show you what it looks like. All right, let's pound one together. All right. So, make sure we've got the handle right there. On that one there. We're on this side here. And put the back on it. Oops. And therein lies a problem there. I just crashed it. So there you go. That is not a bad box. Now I did just whammo it there. That's not because it was built poorly right there. That's because I didn't take my time. But there you go. It's not a bad box. The joints are right and tight. So there you go. Anyways, I'm going to offer these for sale probably $15 a piece. Is that a fair price for a dovetailed waxed box? I mean, I think $15 is fair. It's a nice box. So if you're interested, I will have some 10 frame mediums, $15 a piece. They're going to be on the yard sale side of things. Now you are going to have to pay shipping and all of that. And these are quite heavy, so I'm just letting you know in advance because they are a tight grain New Zealand pine, which gives you that really, really fine grain, but it's also been wax boiled, so it's got that extra weight on it there. But they are going to last you, they're going to last you, I don't want to say a lifetime because some of you may live to be 150, right? But they're going to last you a while. So there you go. Now I'll assemble a deep really quick as well, just so you can see, and I have a couple of 8 frames of these as well. I will have them all put together in inventory and set up to where you can see exactly what they are. But these boxes, these hives, are being discontinued. And they're being discontinued because I'm going to open my own line of hives. I'm doing it. I'm building hives, bottom boards, lids. I'm going to be building resource hives. I'm going to be building nukes. You name it, I'm going to be making it. It's all going to be available on bugfarmerbees.com. Isn't this a weird angle? You're kind of looking down at me. Don't look down on me, man. Don't do it. I don't look down on you. Well, actually, we're just going to leave this set up right here. I'll be right back with a deep. All right. We have some 10 frame deeps and some 8 frame deeps. Now they do have, some of them, the Bug Farmer logo on them. All of them won't have it, but it's very, very light. You see how it's very light? When I laze things dark. So these they have been lazed, but just not to the extent that I would do it. So there you go. Let's put one of these together. I'm going to have to actually find. There's a front and a back, and then here's a front and a back. I need some side pieces. We'll find some side pieces. And honey, this is a note to my wife. No, I'm not looking for a side piece. I'm just saying. You heard that. You were walking out of the room and just caught that. I'm not looking for a side piece. That's actually a joke. I just got done watching the Starsky and Hutch movie, and if you know, you know. If you've seen the video, you know. If you've seen the movie, you know. It's a great 70s spoof video, movie, Starsky and Hutch. I highly recommend you watch it. I think it's from 2017, maybe. Great flick. All right, here we go. Now you've got the full view. I've moved the cameras around. I have scalpels everywhere. I have to be careful. These things are surgeons use these. I don't want to. And I have sliced myself up with them before. I use scalpels for a lot of things. You'd be amazed. All right, but I do have gloves. I just unloaded some stuff here, so let me throw it on the bench. All right. My poor Mercer blanket. This blanket was given to me when I got my graduate degree. I I was given this blanket, and now it is on my bench. It's shame on me. But the only reason it's on the cat chewed a hole in it, so I figured it's time to use it for something else. Anyways, let's put together a 10 frame deep. Just to let you have a look at it. There's that. There's that. Need another side piece here. There's this. Maybe we don't want to whammo out the side like we did in that last one. There we go. This one in here. Really quickly. There you go. That is a nice box. It's got a little warp to it. You're gonna have to screw that side in. I grabbed a warped board, but some of them are like that. That's why they're gonna be $15 a piece. But there you go. It is a nice box, right and tight. Will happily house bees. Let's look at an 8-framer. Oh, something else. Some of them are pre-drilled because I had drilled them, just in case somebody wanted to buy one with screws that are screwed together. I was screwing them together. I was doing a lot of things. Now I'm stapling because the number of boxes that I've had to generate has been more than I can do if I'm just screwing every single one of them together. So if you get an assembled box from me, it's going to be glued and stapled. It is not going to be screwed together. Just so you know. All right, this is what the 8-frame looked like. Bing. I will have some of these available. Bing. Maybe. Maybe. Here's that. Gonna turn this around. Problem is now, I've taken my glasses off, I can't see. If you line the dovetails up wrong and try to assemble them, well, you're gonna bust everything. Like I did on that first one. There you go. So this is a nice 8-frame box. And I tell you, it's a nice box. But, you know, is it up to my standards? Well, I mean, yes and no. I did commission them. I did have them designed a specific way. And I did make sure that I told them that I wanted them right and tight, and they did. They did what they were supposed to do, right? So I'm using a couple of these boxes out there. So there you go. But I will have some deeps, some mediums in both 8 and 10 frame listed on the yard sale portion of they're going to be $15 a box. Whether it's a deep or medium, it's going to be $15 a box. And that is that. So you will be able to save a little bit of money. Let's check on the sugar syrup and make sure that it's doing its thing, and then we'll start filling buckets. And then you'll be able to do whatever it is you want. Maybe you can go work your own bees today. I don't know. You know what I want to do? And I'm not going to do it today because I haven't prepared. I think what I will do is I will do a video where I go through all of my comments from years, and I will answer questions, because I think there's a way where you can say, show me the questions. Now, I've answered the questions directly to the people who have left the comment, because I've answered every comment that's ever come in. But for some of you who don't read the comments, maybe you'll find something interesting in the questions that I've answered, and I'll re-answer them live on TV. Not on TV, but, well, I mean, maybe you might be watching me on TV, phone, computer, I don't know. Live on the digital medium that you're watching me on, we will do that. And before, we're going to get over to the sugar syrup in a second, but I'm going to address another comment that I saw last week. Someone commented, and I don't know whether it was last week or the week before, they commented, it was some fella out of West Virginia, I think. These are just reruns. He doesn't make new content anymore. Listen, I'm not giving you reruns, man. It's not happening. I film every Saturday. Today's Saturday, July 4th. I film every Saturday and I edit every Sunday. And then me and my wife, we watch the video on Monday night when I get off of work. And then I'll make any edits that are necessary, re-render, re-upload, and that's that. There are no reruns. Now, there is one video that I rerun every year. I didn't rerun it last year, and that's the Halloween special. I will rerun that one because I've only got one Halloween special, and it's kind of fun. However, it's been out there enough times that I don't think I'm going to be rerunning it anymore. I need to come up with another idea. So, if you have an idea for a Halloween video, send me a script. Send me a little video, something that could take place in my bee yard at my house with me. In the garage, we'll put a swinging light bulb and make it creepy. I mean, we can do all of that stuff. I've got a neighbor that lives a couple of doors down because Georgia is the new Hollywood. I don't know whether you're aware or not, but he does editing. He edits videos, and he said he would happily edit. I mean, well, he actually edits movies. The last movie he told me that he edited was Spider-Man No Way Home. So this he's the real deal, right? He does color grading, sound design, he does the whole thing. So we can put together something nice. I just need an idea, right? So you send me a script, send me an idea for a Halloween special. Now again, it'll be like a 30-minute video. It's not gonna be an hour, it's not gonna be a full-length feature film, unless it's good enough and it can be shot with myself and maybe one other person. Like in the last one, you know, I had my brother running around as the hatchet man, right? So there you go. I've actually got the mask. Right here. I don't know whether you can see it. It's nailed to the. Well, it's nailed up there, but there it is. There's the mask. There you go. For the Friday the 13th one. Anyway, so that's that. So yes, there are no reruns. It's live. I give you my weekend every single week for the last 7 years. It's been yours. And on top of that, I still have to keep my bees and do all my other stuff. Let's go look at the sugar syrup and fill some buckets. Oh yeah, it's ready. Yeah, I'll put my fingers in it and I'll rub my fingers in it to see if I can feel any granules of sugar. If I can't feel any granules of sugar and it's got the nice viscosity that I like, then it's ready. It's ready to go. Let's fill some buckets. Some of the buckets are a little funky. I washed them out last time, but woo! I'm sure the bees won't care. Line up some buckets. I just got to make sure that there's nothing going to block the screen in there. All right, so I have two kinds of buckets here. I have Paragon and Letica. They're both 2-gallon buckets, but they require two different lids. I've had people ask me if I will just sell the lid so they can have a new lid for their bucket, and I can't because I don't know what kind of bucket you have, and the Paragon lids don't fit the Letica buckets. The Letica buckets use a lid made by Barry. So there you go, and there you have it. So that's why I can't sell you just the lid. Now, I want to tell you this. If your screen on your bucket feeder is gunched up, there's two ways to clean it out. One, you can use hot water and Dawn dish soap. Put some Dawn dish soap on both sides of it, and then you use hot water. It's nice if you can run it out of a kettle and just dump it on there. The hot water will melt the propolis that the bees have put on it, and that happens if you leave these things on your hive too long. The rule of thumb is you leave them on until they're emptied, which is 2 to 3 days, and then you take them off, and then either put more syrup on the hive or close the hive up, because if you leave these buckets sitting on your hive after they're emptied, the bees are going to propolis it. But Dawn dish soap, hot water will get the propolis off of the screens. If you don't want to do that, you can, I'm going to show you, provided I can find it. I know I can. I probably just put it back on my rack. Give me a second. I know I have. Did I take it upstairs? I think it's upstairs. A heat gun. I'll show it on the screen right now. I sell them at bugfarmerbees.com. You can use a heat gun. Turn it on. Just stay off the plastic. Go around the screen a couple of times. It will burn the propolis, and it will leave you with a screen again, and then you're ready to go. But anyways, there you go. That's all I got to say about the lids. Let's go ahead and get this filled up, and we'll move on to the next ones. All right. Bing. Now we're going to turn this. Now we're coming out of here. Okay. Yum. All right, there we go. You sit there. All right. There's one. That's a berry. That's not going to work on this bucket. Need Paragon. Perfect. Woo! All right, there's not much more to see here, and I told you this was going to be a quick video, so this is pretty much it. This is the end of the video. Remember, if it's feeding time, so if you need some bucket feeders, go to bugfarmerbees.com. You can get them there. Check the yard sale section. You might find something you like. Also check the seconds. You might find something on the seconds. And I should have some more Apex Deeps. Hopefully the version 2s in stock by the time this video is not out. If not, it's going to be shortly thereafter. The Apex Mediums are already in stock. So you should be in good shape. Again, it is feeding time. If you've harvested, your bees need food, so get yourself some feeding buckets and make that happen. With all that said, I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me on this Saturday, 4th of July for me. I know it's the week after for you, but there you go, there you have it. So with all that said, be happy, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Take care. Me, I'm just going to be filling buckets. Don't mind me. These are already filled. Stack these over here.